Hello everyone, my name is Pooper and welcome to episode 36 of my Factorio playthrough. Since last episode, it's been quite some time, but I have finally built up a ton of the uranium-235, which is this bright green color that you see kind of floating around on the red belt here. So in today's episode, we're going to be picking up where we left off and continuing working towards nuclear power. So let me zoom out here so you can see what I've been up to since the previous episode. Now, if you remember, we left off with only 12 centrifuges working to convert the uranium ore into either 235 or 238 products. And we weren't getting very much luck getting the 235, which again is this bright green color, which is ultimately what we want to actually get converting into fuel cells to work towards nuclear power. The other thing I've done that you may notice is actually move our centrifuges to a completely different location. We're now up here at the apex of our kind of train configuration where we now have it going in a diamond shape completely around now. That's been another accomplishment getting that done since the last episode. But we've moved that up here from this location all the way down here where we had it next to our uranium patch, which we still have tapped into. So you might notice with me hovering over things, we're still running low on our electricity, which is the whole point of getting our nuclear power up and running. So I think for now, even though we're having a little bit of a uranium ore shortage, we're doing okay on the 235 output that we have in this belt loop that we have. So we're going to be working towards getting that now into uranium fuel cells. To do that, I think I want to start by getting a box going. Let's do a passive provider. Looks like I'm going to have to make one. And we're going to basically pull from our belt loop that we have. It does go in a full loop and feed back on itself, and we're going to be taking from that loop and putting into a box so that we can have our robot supply another centrifuge to get the fuel cells working. So let's put that, I think, right here, and we'll do a stack filter inserter, and that way we only have the uranium-235 going into this box here. And I think let's cap it off for now. We don't want too much. Let's start with maybe 5 stacks. And we are going to be filtering the uranium-235 itself. Oh, and this poor little guy has very little power. Hopefully we'll be solving that problem here pretty quick. So I believe with the uranium fuel cells, we have to make that in a centrifuge as well. We do need to decide where to put that. So let's walk over to the far left-hand side here, and let me show you what I did end up doing for our Covarex enrichment process. I eventually kind of bit the bullet and looked up a guide on how to best get this up and running. So what we have here is a mock-up of Catherine of Sky's Covarex enrichment process. So apart from having very little electricity, what I want you to take note is how we have the boxes lined up here. We have a filter inserter going for the uranium-235 and another filter inserter outputting the uranium-238, which can go back basically into the system. But what's important with the 235 is that it gets cycled back into the centrifuge only when we have greater than 40 of the uranium-235 does it actually get output onto the red belt into our main loop system here. The nice thing about the uranium Covarex enrichment process is that that's really ultimately what helped me to build up our 235 that we do have here now in the system. And that's because even though it is very slow and it only gives out one extra uranium-235 product, over time that really does give a higher probability of getting the uranium-235 ore than just the regular conversion process of the uranium ore alone. So we now have 4 of the Covarex enrichment centrifuges up and running. Our biggest problem right now is that we're not having enough of the straight up ore coming in. I do have a train system that will drop it off, but our only train pickup of that product is, where is it? Oh my gosh, I think I'm out. We don't have any uranium ore coming in at all apart from these patches here. So I'm gonna have to solve that eventually as well. But let's see if we can get some uranium cells made. We'll get our centrifuges here. And I think I'll put them next to this one over here, just try and keeping it out of the way. And at this point, I've never made the fuel cells before. I'm not even 100% correct that I need a centrifuge, but I'm assuming so. So it looks like this is something I will need once we have the fuel cells already made and then they're emptied, but we don't need to worry about that yet. Let's see if I even have it researched. Okay, I do. It doesn't tell me what they're made in. Let's try a chemical plant, maybe? Guess I have to build one, but that should just take a second here. Oh, I had a bunch on my bar. Whoops. Okay, so let's see if we can technically make the fuel cells in here. No. Okay. So why can I not make the iridium fuel cell? Well, let's try instead. We'll do an assembly machine. Maybe that's what it takes. I don't know. Okay, so yes, okay. So apparently the fuel cell is made in an assembly machine. Yes, I am a noob when it comes to this process here. So let's go ahead and we'll put the recipe in. And it looks like we're going to need a requester chest of iron plate. So I'm going to go ahead and build one real quick. And we'll end up requesting, let's see, how much does this take for the recipe? It takes 10. So let's request 100. And then we'll have it feed into the assembly machine here. And then we will have a red inserter. Where did all my long-handed inserters go? Oh, there they are. We'll have a long-handed, we'll do 2. Oh, crap. It looks like I am really low on the 238. As you can see, we don't have really any on the belt anymore. That's going to be a huge problem. So it looks like I may have to solve our uranium ore problem first before I can really start to make these. I do have some that I have in a requester chest, but it looks like we have absolutely none in the system. Darn it. Okay, but at least we can prepare how this will work once we get some more uranium-238. We'll have it feed back into a passive provider box. Here we go. And then it looks like it takes 19 of the 238 and only 1 of the 235. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll cap this off at, let's do maybe another, let's start with 1 stack for now because I have absolutely no 238. And I'm going to go ahead and set up possibly another train station or something to get an increase in our actual ore so that we can make more of the 238 products. So I'm going to be off camera for that, but then I'll be back once that is done. Alright guys, I know I said I would do this off camera, but I want you to take a look at pretty much my only uranium ore option, which is this little patch here. And as you can tell, it is surrounded by the enemy. I haven't really ventured out this far quite yet, let alone put up a wall of defenses around it. So I figured now would be a good time to test out our new uranium ammo, and then hopefully after that I can get the patch mined out and ready to go for delivery. So, oh, I've already got buyers coming in. Let's take out this little patch here first. And oh my gosh, this just eats through stuff. This is awesome. Okay, hopefully I just have enough to keep us going. I've got quite a bit of ammo on the tank itself as well as on my body, so let's just keep plowing through stuff. And hopefully I don't get surrounded. This is that patch that we're wanting to access. And then in a second here, I will try out our new cannon shells as well. Let's switch over to that. Let's try them out on these guys here. Wow, that just one-shots them. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to the regular ammo, or the uranium ammo that is, and then I think that actually does a quicker job of getting through everything, just because the cannon shells are so slow, so maybe that's something I have to upgrade, but oh man. Wow, it just eats through everything. It's so nice. Let's see what the range is on these shells. Let's see, I'm going to target this guy over here. Wow. That's so much better than regular ammo. Eventually, I want to try out the nuclear bombs, I think. I don't think I have that researched yet. But that will be coming. Alright, I will finish getting rid of these guys off camera, and then I'll be back once our patch is ready to go. And welcome back, everyone. I did have to get some fluid set up to get over here, so I set up my first fluid wagon. It looks like it's working properly. I've got plenty to supply our new farming station, so I'm going to hop aboard, and then I'll see you in just a second when we get back to our main base. We are now back at the top of the base where we have our uranium ore production and processing. We've temporarily solved our uranium ore input with the new train station that we have set up over here to the bottom left, picking up the uranium ore, taking it back up to the top where we are now. So we're slowly going to be building up the uranium-238, which we do need for the uranium fuel cell production, but we do have enough built up over about the last hour, about 5 stacks of these, so I'm hoping that should be enough to at least get our nuclear power plant started. So I've never built a nuclear power plant before, but from what little I do know about it, ratios are pretty important with it. I believe it takes about 4 heat exchangers, which I've never played with before, some steam turbines, water as well, and that should all power 1 reactor, I believe. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already requested a couple of the items I believe we'll need for this process. We're going to go ahead and I think put down the nuclear reactor first. And I've got 4 of these, but I think I'm wanting to fit it in this little area here, which is pretty narrow. So I think we'll start with putting down 2 for now. And I think we'll just probably mirror it with 1 section over here and the other half over here. So let's go ahead and put down our first reactor here, and then we'll see if we can put the other one here. And I think that should be a, let's see, that's a 2 gap. Let's space this out a little bit further. There we go. So that way we can have a 3 gap there maybe. Yeah, we'll try that for now. So, nuclear reactor out of the way, now what? I know all the parts that are required, I just don't quite know how they go. So, I do know that we're going to need the fuel cells to go into the reactor. So let's go ahead and we'll make a couple requester chests, and then we'll have the fuel cells just kind of pop into these. We'll do 1 there in the middle. And then let's do a passive provider for the empty fuel cells. And let's do stack inserters. Okay, we'll worry about getting its power in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and we'll start to request those fuel cells, which are right here. We'll request 50 at a time, which is 1 stack worth. From here, let's see. Yes, it says it needs fuel. So let's go ahead. We will connect it up with power just to see at what point is kind of the next step in the process. Okay, so from here, it looks like, I'm guessing these little flames mean we need the heat pipes from those. So I will go ahead and connect it. I guess we'll just do down the middle. I don't know how much we need. I do know from this point though that we need some boilers, I think. And that must be right. I don't know if I've gotten the boilers on hand. Let me go ahead and request those. Here we go. We'll do 10. Oh, I think that's right. Or is it... Oh, it must be the heat exchangers, not the boilers. Okay, so let's try the heat exchangers. I believe... Okay, I see. So they connect up to the heat pipes like that, I guess. So we'll go ahead and do a couple of these. I believe it is 4 heat exchangers per 1 reactor. So I will do 3 more down here, although I could probably just connect these straight up. Whoa. Looks like I'm gonna have to make a couple more heat pipes. Okay, so from here we have our 4 heat exchangers for the 1 reactor, and then I believe we need 7 steam turbines. So I have 10 ready to go. We'll do... Ooh, I think 2 for each one. But we'll do just 1 for the last one there. Yep, just like that. And then we can do we have any power pole thingies ready to go? We'll make those, the substations there. Just like that. And then can we connect it with power? Oh, I see what we're missing. We're just needing to connect this up. Can I move that maybe? And do something like that. And get rid of that one. And then we'll do a regular power pole if we can. Nope. We'll just do it like that. And we'll go up. There we go. That will be fine for now. Okay, so why is this? Oh, duh. I know why it's not working. Because we don't have water. Oh boy. How can I get water up to it? This is our closest water. I may have to extend or add even another train station just to deliver water. That would be a little unfortunate. I think for now, before I get way too ahead of myself, since I'm just playing around with this for the first time ever, I will just do it by bringing it up from the lake here. So let me go ahead and request a pump, or I'll just grab one from here. It should be around here somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. It's on the other side. Okay, pump is... Oh, right here. We'll get just a small handful going. Okay, so we now have 1 pump, or a couple pumps ready to go. We'll connect it up here somewhere. Let's do this. My problem is I don't know how much we need. I think it's 1 pump to 1 reactor, actually. So when we get more reactors, we'll obviously need quite a bit more. So we will just do a ton of underground pipes. Oh. Alright, now we can freely go back up here. And I think we're getting pretty close. Yep, we are. Okay, so now we just need to worry about how to get the water from here to the pipes up there. Ooh. I don't think I gave myself enough room. I guess... Oh man, that sucks. Okay, I should have given myself more room. So what we'll do is we'll scoot this down a little bit here. We'll put our heat pumps, which are right there. We'll start it from here. Okay, let's finish deleting these. If we can just get one of these nuclear power things working by the end of today's episode, that would be so awesome. And then we'll delete that bad guy. And put him back here. There we go. So we can fix this up in just a second. Alright, so water. We are connecting it like that. And like that. And that should just about do it. We've got another connection to make, I believe. Perfect. Okay, so that will now have water. We will delete that and move it down by 1 as well. And I believe even if we just have 2 of the nuclear power plants going, it does produce 40 megawatts of power per 1 reactor. Currently, if we look at my power, that's, I believe, as much as we have almost currently. Yeah, we're only now producing even less than 80 megawatts. So we'll essentially double the power that we have with just 2 of these. So that'll be so cool. Anyway, we are just about done here. Let's go ahead. Where did my other power thingy go? Oh, there we go. All right. And that way we'll leave room for another set of pipes to go into this section. Let's put our boxes back. We can just do our long-handed inserters for these. Oh, and where is that attack coming from? Okay, I won't worry about that right now. I can worry about that later. And I think this will fit in terms of getting them where they need to go. And we need another substation around here somewhere. I'll fix that once we have our turbines in place. And let's go ahead and fix what we are requesting. So we will request just again 50 of the fuel cells for now. We'll go ahead and put 60 in the box as we already have. And then let's reconnect up our heat boiler thingies. There we go. We are again doing 4. And then we're going to reconnect our steam turbines. Wonderful. We'll delete one just to make it the better ratio. And then let's put in our substation back. Actually, let's put it up here. The more I think about it. Okay, so substation we're putting right there. And we will connect that up. Let's see. Like that for now. Okay, so I guess we just have to turn it on, and I'm assuming it will work. Let's do lights here. And all we need to do now is just give it some power. Do like that. Okay, so you can see the fuel cells are being placed into the reactor here. and it is heating this up. Yes. Okay, so question. Why is it not performing? Let me try connecting these via pipe, I guess. We'll see if that makes a difference. Guess I don't need to connect those, do I? Well, let's do that just in case. Okay. Now let's reconnect our turbines here. And what the heck, we can put our thing there. Okay. I am so confused as to why it's not working. Huh. Does it just take a while? Oh, I see. If you look in the bottom right section, it is heating up to, I believe, 500 degrees Celsius is what it needs to get up to. So it does take a while. Okay. Oh, maybe higher. I don't know. Oh! It's working. Okay, I'm right. So it does have to heat up to 500 degrees. So that's why it was taking a little while. But once it does, it starts to give some steam into the turbines here. And now these are beginning to slowly work. That is so cool. We have our performance 100% in the far right here. I believe the far left are still beginning to kind of kick in, which they are. And it works! That is so cool! Oh, I did it. Okay, it was a little touch and go there for a minute there. So, if we look at our power, should it be... Oh my goodness. Yep. We increased it by about 40 megawatts, exactly. So I think after that I'm going to double this up on the other side here, just mirror it so we have even more power. But I think for now we're going to be calling it an episode. I'm so glad to finally have nuclear power and to finally be solving our electricity problems. So I appreciate you guys joining me for episode 36 and hope to see you for the next one.